In the top right of the map, we have the victor of the first game. Very, very nicely done CVC between the two of them. It is Dayton's ProbeToss, or the ProbeToss. He's not simply a ProbeToss, after all.
He's the Zerg ProbeToss. And in the bottom left, the green Zerg, not spawning as Terran this time. Anyone watching the YouTube VODs are going to be very confused. It is Shmeeggeggy.
Oh, that part is no doubt going to be cut out. Actually, skip over it entirely.
Yeah, well, it's definitely
no
easy to edit.
Show it.
Yeah. So, how do you feel about that build last match? It was 0 racks opening in the command center.
Yeah, it's not the best build, but you know how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you don't build barracks, it's kind of a bad time.
So ProbeToss is declaring that this is a non-fun day. I guess he's just, he's letting us know that he's not going to do a Fun Day Monday tactic. Except that he probably is, or else he wouldn't be saying that. I don't know, like, what Fun Day Monday tactics do people like to go for in ZVZ? Maybe, like, the spine crawler push thing?
Yeah, I mean, if people do what Shmeeggeggy does and opens hatch first in the ZVZ without even scouting, I could see how the spine crawlers would probably be a very attractive option.
Unorthodox. Oh yeah, they're still chatting away. Yeah, hatch first. Looks like ProbeToss is just going to be like, okay, I'll expand too then. It's pretty much the exact same opening as last time.
Yep, pool's a little bit earlier. Not sure how much of a difference that'll make. It is a short rush distance, so, I mean, it could be the difference between a few seconds. But he is continuing to build drones. And getting a gas. ProbeToss.
And that's a spine crawler that he's building in his base. Probably with the intention of getting him to pull his entire worker line. He's definitely not attempting it all in.
Definitely being very annoying.
If he manages to cancel this every single time, he's probably causing more damage to his opponent than he's taking. Oh, but he doesn't!
No cancel!
Wow, got a little
Huge.
cocky there. That's an annoying blow.
Huge mistake there.
Probably won't matter all that much, but it's still like that's gonna go straight into your psyche and tilt you a bit. As you can see, it's currently doing the ProbeToss.
Stupid Zerg lady didn't tell me I was under attack, idiot. Oh boy.
So we look at units lost and we look at overall mind. Shmeeggeggy's actually a little bit behind, but not by 175 resources. So, yeah, it's rough.
Yep, he's actually got his own lings out. Quicker than ProbeToss, the one who dropped his pool first.
Oh, he hasn't been going into that. He did just lose all the money he would have spent. He's getting his own lings out. His speed will be up considerably quicker than Shmeeggeggy's, so his window of opportunity to get something done with these lings is very small. Most likely he's going to get some scouting info, maybe a queen. Though likely not even that, as there's already 4 lings out, so you could probably grab at least that circling. I mean, that drone right there. It's going to go straight for it. Nope. Going to run around and get more or less trying to run up into the main. Gets blocked really nicely there. He's only lost 1 ling. Ooh, nice juke. He's going to get up there and see everything there is to see. Going straight into the worker line. Sees the quivering spawning pool. Isn't sure about the timing on that, though. It sounded like he saw it start, and he's going to build a roach warren.
So he got all the information from that. I mean, was it worth throwing away that many Zerglings, though?
It maybe. I mean, at this point, it's probably okay because his opponent already lost so many minerals like that. The downside, though, is that he doesn't have any defenses here, and here comes some lings from ProbeToss.
2 spine crawlers going down, but they're not going to be done in time.
Nope.
Speed just finished.
And now we have a really awkward situation where the defenses are just not there for Shmeeggeggy. Hopefully he can hang on, not lose this really badly. Right now, Queen not engaging in the defense at all here, surprisingly enough. trying to get to work on the worker line now. Worker line moving to help defend the queen is actually going to do it.
Oh.
Interesting little move right there. So nice defense. Did lose both spine crawlers. Both players having, Shmeeggeggy having at this point actually lost quite a bit more than his opponent.
Yep. Following up with 3 spine crawlers at the front. Doesn't want that to happen again.
Nope. I think he's definitely well defended against that type of attack happening a second time. Getting that enemy overlord out of position a little bit.
Moving straight into a lair.
So gas is in the natural, 1 on the main for TheProbeToss, 2 for Shmeeggeggy, none on the natural.
So where do you think this is going to go? They both have a Roach Warren. They're both moving into Roach and Lair. Are we going to see more of the same Roach Hydra? We don't see a Baneling Nest this time.
I think it's just going to be pure Roach for a bit. A little faster Roach speed for Shmeeggeggy, I think. I just started that. Neither player's going to want to engage, at least for the short term, just like with that kind of defenses that they're seeing there.
I'd really like to see burrowed roaches. We don't see a lot of roach burrow play anymore. Combined with infester play and things like that, it seems like ZVZ has gotten... It's more... I don't know, I don't want to say simple, because it's not
Vanilla.
simple. Vanilla, yes.
Basic build unit. It's very caveman.
Tier 1 and 2.
Kill him. Kill him with unit. Swing axe.
Beat them with club. This queen just kind of sitting here. I think it's got... Oh man, it hanging out away from the hatchery.
But so at this point, it's going to come down to macro, and right now, yeah, Shmeeggeggy's got a little bit. Yeah, the injects are just looking a little bit better for the TheProbeToss. So it seems like as we get into longer games, the edge in macro here is just going to favor TheProbeToss a bit. The only thing that Shmeeggeggy does seem to have going for him, though, looking at that previous game, is his decision making seems to be a little bit quicker than the TheProbeToss after something happens. So he's able to build an advantage, but he doesn't seem to have the macro backbone needed to maintain it.
Right, backbone is important because you can make all the good decisions, but if you don't have enough stuff to make decisions with, there's a problem.
TheProbeToss definitely going for Hydras. Shmeeggeggy doing the same, a little bit behind him though.
Moving on to the map, get some map presence here, checking for a 4th with the gold, not finding one.
So he does have an overlord position where he can see these roaches moving out, but he's not actually really building all that much back home in the green base. So unfortunately, not really. Yeah, he's just droning up really hard, actually not really paying too much of attention to his minimap, unfortunately. Oh, he's going to lose the space, potentially just good. Does get the cancel off, doesn't lose anything there. Now, if he's careful, gotta send those drones back in. And then stay here, engaged by the spine crawlers. And it looks like TheProbeToss is just thinking, hey, I'm getting my own base, so whatever. He's going to go back home.
Yeah, I think that's a smart move, considering you don't want to engage into, seven spine crawlers.
Yeah, he's going to have a very well-secured location, and then now TheProbeToss is going to get very far economically ahead. Energy's starting to build up on those queens. He's starting to use it a little better.
Yeah. First couple Hydras coming out for TheProbeToss now too, so it's going to add a little bit more of an edge.
Dealing with the creep spread from Shmeeggeggy, actually not all that relevant. Letting it spread out across the map is actually better for TheProbeToss in this situation because he's using a land army. But I guess at the same time you can just get in your opponent's head by killing his vision on the edges.
Yep. Shmeeggeggy's gonna stay fortified here.
Oh, is he actually gonna push into this? I don't know if I like that all that much. Both players are at 1-1, so upgrades are not a thing here to worry about. 4 more Hydras coming out. So yeah, both players are just gonna build up their army from here. And Shmeeggeggy has just gotten overly defensive. TheProbeToss has just managed to isolate him in his base.
Yep. TheProbeToss using the opportunity.
Finally, grabbing the expansion.
Getting more upgrades here, going into +2 missile attacks, 2 Carapace.
So TheProbeToss is actually not keeping an eye on this base down here. He does have an overlord in position that can watch once mining has occurred, but up until that point he actually doesn't see anything down there. Um, so he may actually give Shmeeggeggy enough time to get the space up and operational. He does have the workers necessary to start mining from it a little bit, especially since his main is actually starting to run dry.
Right, just giant drone transfer would be good.
Which actually means in the short term here, if he can get the second base up, he's actually going to be quite secure. And I think, yes, ProbeToss is beginning to suspect that the base might be back up. He's moving into position near the gold and might be considering moving back in for another attack. This is going to be really, really unfortunate for Shmeeggeggy, though he at least will get the opportunity to cancel it again. Army's moved on top of it and doesn't notice in time. Doesn't notice in time. Not that he really needs... You know, he's got 2,000 minerals, so it's not exactly a big problem because he's got a bank. But unfortunately, we're looking at a situation where Shmeeggeggy is just going to have one army and one army only. And it's going to be one army he's going to have to work really well with. About the only mistake ProbeToss could make is attacking that wall right now. If he attacks right in there, that's going to be absolutely amazing for our green Zerg.
Very sharp wall to be throwing yourself against. You don't want to do that. So we got Shmeeggeggy going for a Nidus Worm and a Spire behind this.
He's got some lings. Shmeeggeggy has knocked some lings out on the map. He can run these around and do a nice counterattack with them. There is a Spine Crawler, randomly one Hydra and a Queen in position at the third, so he'll probably be okay. He's going to check for a fourth, doesn't see the fourth, and here comes the Zergling counterattacks going straight to the base. And it's enough. Yeah, he's actually gonna maybe kill the Spine Crawler, I guess. Yeah, he's gonna cause the entire army to go back home. More or less accomplishing what he needs to do. He's gonna get the Queen. Maybe. Close. And yes, does get it before the Hydras pop out. Now there's two more lanes running around the base. And now we have seen Exhibition A from ProbeToss of the one control group syndrome.
Yeah,
he has moved the entire army effectively to kill two links.
Uh-oh. Do you see what I see in the production tab?
I like that. Swarm Host. This is good. Compositional edge is what you need in a situation like this to get out of here. And going Roach Hydra, obviously his army's been kind of behind. Even his upgrades have been kind of behind on that. He just hasn't really quite kept up with him, but this could work. Nidus Swarm, and he's got an Overlord right here in a place with no creep. So he can throw down a Nidus Swarm back here.
Road Roaches here from ProbeToss and the Natural moving right up into the main.
Oh, there's no detection up here.
Completely undetected.
So that's going to pop up in here. He can clean it up pretty easily as long as he doesn't do this exact same thing and move his entire army into the main base, which will be exactly what ProbeToss wants in this situation. He's found the infestation pit, and now he's going to kill it before the Locust upgrade gets out. 5 more Swarm Hosts have been started, though, so he is going to have enough Swarm Hosts to be an incredible threat against this, but he needs to get an Overseer more now.
More Roaches moving into the Natural to snipe off all these drones.
So I just heard a Nidus Worm Extreme somewhere, and it has come out into the third of Shmeeggeggy's base. Oh boy, guys, we're basically looking at some kind of weird base race thing that's happening. The Swarm Hosts are not really doing their part here. And the thing is, if this does turn into a full-on base race, less ProbeToss starts grabbing... No, he's going to do the same thing. He's getting Swarm Hosts of his own. Okay. And he's grabbed detection at 2 of his bases. This Nidus Worm is still here. This is...
It's just kind of hanging out there, right in vision, not...
Oh, man. Yeah, okay, good. There's Shmeeggeggy's Overseer. He's going to bring that into play. ProbeToss is charging his Overseer over the army. What are you... No, don't lose that. You want that. It's important. Lose 2 Roaches.
Oh. Spine Crawler wall here doing some work.
Okay, so all those Hydras are going to lose their tank in a second. And down go the Roaches. Pretty much all of them. That army is incredibly squishy. And now the Swarm Hosts are going to get sniped off too. We got the detection with the army.
There it goes.
Shmeeggeggy has gotten himself an opportunity to stay in this game.
Nidus Worm's still chilling there behind the mineral line. Hasn't been
A lot of idle drones. Lots of idle drones. Needs to transfer those down.
Yep.
Fate's super happy because he's getting to see Swarm Hosts in his EVZ.
The economy is in shambles here for Shmeeggeggy.
So this is a nice, yeah, it looks like ProbeToss is actually just going straight back into Hydra Roach, and he's now building upgrades, I guess. So he's just going to go for kind of the muscle approach. And the thing is, I don't think this is going to work so great against the number of swarm hosts that Shmeeggeggy actually has, which is currently at 8. So that little ball of locusts can do a lot of damage to that army. There isn't really much you can do to stop it. Unfortunately, he's about to lose a natural again. I mean, a third base again. Luckily, he hasn't transferred any workers down to it yet. And come to think of it, he's basically one basing at the moment. So he doesn't really need to transfer too many. Transferred a few. I was going to try and engage. Yeah, Shmeeggeggy needs to get something to happen here. Losing that third base again is a real blow in this situation. ProbeToss needs to expand, by the way. He's basically two basing against his opponent at the moment. He's barely much better off, in other words. His natural's starting to run dry as well. So his economic advantage could disappear pretty quickly here.
Not a whole lot going on. These two players are dancing around with each other. Both of their economies are kind of broken, I suppose.
Swarm hosts are really hard to attack.
Yeah, especially when both people have them. The most recent Lone Star Clash game. Did you happen to hear about that between Stefano and Atreus?
No, what happened?
They both went Swarm Hosts and dragged the match out for about 2 hours and 40 minutes.
Oh, wonderful. I'm glad to hear that kind of delay is possible for us right now.
It was,
Try to move a full army forward. I would actually really like it a lot if Shmeeggeggy would move these swarm hosts up to this ramp.
Yeah, I think the mutas are going to come in, though.
This is a really nice move from ProbeToss because the entire army is isolated down at the bottom, and if he moves them out of the way, the swarm hosts will be vulnerable. So it looks like he's trying to move he's 1A'd the whole army up here to deal with these swarm hosts, which are now pulling him way grossly out of position. Actually, the natural is still kind of well secured, but...
Spore Crawler's going down, probably won't be in time.
No, but they will lock down this location over time. Unfortunately, they start losing things over this third base, which doesn't have any Spore Crawlers moving into position. It looks like Shmeeggeggy's just going to be like, you know what, fine, and I'm going to go attack it. I'm going to just go straight up and attack your army now. Kill off your swarm hosts. See how you like that. Unfortunately, his swarm hosts aren't here, and this army appears to be a little bit inferior in terms of overall power to ProbeToss's. And as a result, the army of the Green Zerg is now being eliminated. ProbeToss. Okay. I was going to say, I don't know if I like him getting too aggressive there, because he's just running into swarm host locust, but whatever.
Too late.